Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about T.I and Tiny and the over 11 accusers that have come forward claiming that they were victimized by the couple and the ultimatum that one woman gave them. And Nick Cannon is launching his own syndicated daytime talk show just as he welcomes his 7th baby into the world. And in the news that you ought to know, Joe Biden has officially let us down. It looks like he's breaking one of his key campaign promises. We're going to be talking about all that and more, so stay tuned.
Monkey.
So there have been many rumors over the years that T.I and Tiny like to add guests to their little bedroom rendezvous. But shit really hit the fan when their former friend Sabrina Peterson accused T.I of putting a gun to her head in 2009. And now all of a sudden the floodgates have opened up and Sabrina is helping other women to stand up to T.I and Tiny. Over a dozen women have come forward so far with allegations of many things from sexual misconduct to kidnap. One woman came forward and told her story, and according to Sun magazine, she says Tiny and T.I took her back to a hotel room and gave her a drink of only God knows what. She claims that she started to feel sick at some point, and T.I allegedly stuck his toes in her vagina. Now, T.I, you know you nasty for that. She says the last thing she remembers was sitting on a sofa before waking up the following morning with her vagina very sore with a burning, itching sensation. While T.I and Tiny maintain their innocence, and I'm not sure what to think just yet. I'll have to wait and see as more evidence comes out. But anyway, Sabrina Peterson came forward yesterday to give T.I and Tiny an ultimatum. Take a look at this.
Do it within 7 days. I don't want do this, what I'm saying right now, within 7 days. Within 7 days, tell the truth and apologize. And I'm gone. Sabrina, she done with. I don't want a dime from you or XYZ. But if I gotta keep drawing this shit out, I gotta keep stepping away from my motherfucking brand. I gotta keep stepping away from my weed and my weed jars. I gotta keep stepping away from my motherfucking packaging. I gotta keep stepping away from my fundraising I'm supposed to be doing, my $12 million fundraise. If I gotta keep stepping away from my goddamn desk to answer these motherfucking calls, then bitch, you gon' then that's it is what it is. 7 tell the truth about me. 7 days. 7 days. Apologize and tell the fucking truth.
This is definitely a setup. How in the hell are they going to publicly confess and apologize without landing themselves in jail? Moving right along, Nick Cannon is launching his own syndicated talk show in mid-June, and I'm sure it's going to be entertaining because Nick is just amazing. But I do hope that Nick secured some of the rights to this show because if you remember, Viacom gave him the boot last year over some anti-Semitic comments that he made. And this is when we were all surprised to learn that Nick didn't have ownership in Wildin' Out. And we know that Nick made Wildin' Out a billion-dollar brand. Luckily, Wildin' Out is back on the air now, and we'll just have to stay tuned to see what Nick is doing next. Just as Nick is getting ready to launch his new show, there is speculation that he is expecting a child with his model girlfriend. This would be his 7th child and his 4th child this year alone. So Nick has been very busy, to say the least. But we should not be surprised because Nick went viral last year for saying monogamy was not natural. And he's often publicly spoken about how he wants a big family. So here we are. And in the news you ought to know, last year when President Biden was just a presidential hopeful and wanted your vote, he was strongly in favor of federal student loan forgiveness. But now, for some reason, the budget proposal he released on Friday does not include student debt forgiveness. So unfortunately, this means those debts are probably not going to be forgiven anytime soon, if at all. And Biden knows damn well that a lot of people voted for him because of that promise. And he should have made good on that promise on day one, or at least as soon as possible. I'm just going to leave it right there for now. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.
One thing I didn't hear you talk specifically about is canceling student loan debt. Does student loan forgiveness figure in your plan? Would you take executive action to achieve it?
It does figure in my plan. I've laid out in detail. For example, the legislation passed by the Democratic House calls for immediate $10,000 forgiveness of student loans.